It's next.
Hello, motivators. It is a pleasure to see you again here in Jakarta Motivator Toastmasters regular meeting. Before we continue, please remember that this session is recorded, so dress and talk properly. And if possible, turn on your video so we can share enthusiasm within each other. And mute your microphone unless it is your turn to speak. We also have Zoom naming guide. Please follow this guide to make us easier to identify you. Either you are a guest or non-Toastmaster member, put G before your name. If you perform specific role, specify before your name. For example, I will be the first evaluator, so I put eval 1 before my name. For more info, you can visit this link later on. Let's start with why. We were looking for valuable skills, and we believe that public speaking is valuable and applicable to anyone regardless of our job sector or roles. Even we can hone our public speaking skills for specific purposes, and we can learn in a structured approach. And we know that there are a lot of public speaking workshops or seminars out there. They are highly useful and insightful, but we believe that the sprint is not enough. We need a marathon, a long-term journey of public speaking. That's why we need consistency here. And we believe in the power of network. We can empower each other through a community. That is why Jakarta Motivator Toastmasters exists to serve you. Since 22 years ago, co-founded by Professor Wardiman Joynegoro and Mr. Budiharjo Hadisuryo. We are still connected across the generations. And we are also part of Toastmasters International Network with their international curriculums and the structured organizations among the globe. We are privileged to have pathways, specified curriculum from Toastmasters International that we can customize our public speaking attributes based on our needs and aspirations. What kind of public speaker that do we want to be? Do I want to be a leader, a coach, a comedian, a planner, project manager, presenter? We can shape our skills specifically. And our regular meeting like this will consist of 3 main agendas. The first one is prepared speeches, when our registered member can deliver speech based on the designated curriculum. The second is table topic. So any one of us, either member, guest, and even first timer, you can try to do impromptu speech within 1 until 2 minutes, moderated by our topic master. The topics will be related to meeting theme. If you want to know more about the meeting theme, will be revealed later on. And the third is evaluation, because we believe that there is always room for improvement. If we believe that we are already expert and nothing to improve, we are wrong. There is always room for improvement. We are hungry for improvement, and we are open to evaluations. The prepared speakers from the first session will be evaluated, and also the whole meeting will be evaluated. Don't be intimidated by this kind of evaluation, because our main purpose is to learn and to empower each other. We have network, we have creative meeting setup, and we have this kind of midweek schedule to recharge your mind and soul after a long hours at work. So let's make it fun. You can find out more in this link. By the way, I've sent the meeting agenda in our chat box. You can read it, and I will also send it again because some of you are coming later after this explanation. And this meeting will be led by Toastmaster of the meeting. And let's welcome our Toastmaster of the meeting, Toastmaster Alvin.
Thank you, Mr. President, Toastmaster Hansel. In the bed, there is a tart. Hansel, let's get started. Toastmaster and guests, please unmute yourself and say it loud with me, as loud as you can. Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you. Come on, you can go louder. Please, one more time. Say it loud with me. Good evening.
Good
Good
evening.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to see your smile here coming to Jakarta Motivators Meeting Club, our first meeting in August. So here we come, as our president said, we are here to recharge our mind and soul, right? From our routine activities, right? We know that probably you do same thing every day, every week, right? So maybe you need something different today. So that could be your reason why you come here in Jakarta Motivators Club, so you can recharge your mind and soul, enjoy, and get motivated for the next day. What is our theme of the day? Our theme of the day is about personalities. Talking about personalities. Personalities consists of can be, are you an extrovert or are you an introvert, or maybe you are a thinking person or logical person, or you are more a feeling person. So you decide when you have to eat, when you feel happy, or when you have to do exercise, you do it when you're happy. Well, from that one, maybe you can make a slight change. You do the exercise, that's why you become happy. Hi. Okay, and maybe I want to ask, is anybody know about 16 personalities test in website? Okay, I see distinguished Toastmaster Harlina raised her hand. So, distinguished Toastmaster Harlina, what is your personality? INT.
So I am someone who likes to dream, but I also am someone who likes to make her hands dirty and wants to work at a.
Wow, that's INTG. Maybe somebody don't know what is INTG, right? So I, not me, yeah. I is not me. I here means introvert, right? And what is N? N is not the word between me and you, not that word. This N about, what is it? Intuitive, right? Intuitive, and T is thinking. And I forgot about G. What is G? DTM Harlina?
Judgment.
Judgment. So that is
Judging. Sorry,
judging. So that is DTM Harlina, ENTJ. For me, maybe I'm quite opposite in the first word. I'm ENFP. I'm 100% extrovert. I love seeing people smiling or coming here. I love doing something for people. Maybe anyone else already knew his. Okay, I have Toastmaster Ishraki here. How about you, bro? What kind of personality you get?
I got ENFJ.
ENFJ.
Yes.
Okay. Also sorry. I'm sorry. You ENFJ, so you're extrovert, right?
Yes.
Extrovert and FJ.
Yes.
Okay. So also intuitive, feelings, yeah, F for feelings and J for judgment.
Yes.
So wow, we have a lot of personalities. And what is fun thing about personalities? You can know what is your power or what is your weakness. Then you can go strengthen your power or cover your weakness. Just like they here, DTM Harina post it, so you can take a quick test so you can know more about yourself. As long as in Toastmaster, we also have some project, right, to understand more what is your style, what is your leadership style, communication style. Me, previously, my talking style is just mimicking who is, I think, the best speaker at the time. That worked okay, but I become not being myself, right? So now because of I learned in Toastmaster, I know more what is my style, what is my strength, and what is my weakness. So guess if you are considered to join Toastmaster, join today. You will benefit a lot from Toastmaster, right? So that is our theme of today is personalities. And here it is. If you hit this link, that's just posted by DTM Harlina in the chat box. You can take it later, maybe after this meeting. Today, please enjoy this meeting. And what is our word of the day? This is disposition, right? So it stands for the natural qualities of a person's character. So what is our word of the day? Can you say it loud?
Disposition.
Disposition, yeah. So I hope you learn at least one new thing that is a new vocabulary. Yay. And move to our next session is, this is your agenda. Already talked by Mr. President. We have 3 agenda. It is paper speech. I'm sorry, it is 5 to 7 minutes. It's from members. And then we have table topics, 1 to 2 minutes. And prepare for everyone that jump in this meeting, this session. You can participate very actively. And we have a lot of slots for you to fill. And last but not least, it is speech evaluation. Well, of course, we have evaluation to become better and better every single day. And move on to our evaluation team. Will be led by distinguished Toastmaster Harlina as the general evaluator. So I am the Tom, and DTM Harlina, as she said, she will become the GE Jerry. So let's welcome with a round of applause, distinguished Toastmaster Harlina. The screen is yours.
Thank you very much, Tom, our Toastmaster of the meeting, RMC of tonight. So I am Harlina, and I will be your general evaluator. And my task is to evaluate the whole meeting from the beginning until the end. And therefore, in my role, I can actually practice my listening skills and my observation skills. And later on, I will train my speaking skills by giving my report in the evaluation session together with all the members of my team. And who are they? Well, first, I would like to ask them to come forward one by one and explain their roles. First, I have the grammarian, Toastmaster Reza Mardian. Can you please come to the virtual stage and explain what is your role?
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Madam GE, DTM Harlina. Fellow motivators and guests and visiting Toastmasters, tonight I have the honor to be the grammarian in this tonight's meeting. So as a grammarian, my role is to note down some of the grammatical improvements that we could highlight and later on point out how to fix or how to improve that grammatical situations. The common mistake on what guests especially think when they hear about being judged because of the grammar was that a lot of people might feel intimidated. So I just want to give you a heads up that please don't take that as discouragement On the contrary, please take that as an encouragement, because like what our club president, Toastmaster Hansel, mentioned earlier in the meeting, there's no comfortable place to make mistakes in Toastmasters. So please be comfortable and let's learn together later on. Over to you, Madam GE.
Thank you very much, grammarian. Please write also down the beautiful phrases that you have noticed during the meeting. Thank you very much. And now I would like to ask the and word of the day counter to come forward and explain her role. Please welcome Gabrielle Linkertz.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Halina, for giving me time. So for my role today, I will count for any repeated words, any crowd words or filler words such as like, you know, things like this. And then I will count it and I will present it to you. And also I will also count the word of the day, disposition. So please make sure to use this word as many as you can during your speech, table topic, or even evaluations. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Thank you very much. I word of the day counter. I do hear that your voice was breaking a little bit at the end of your presentation, but now I can see you clearly again. Great. And now I would like to ask the timer to come forward. Toastmaster, Toastmaster Yusuf Suryadin.
Thank you, Toastmaster Halina. Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and guests. Our theme for today's meeting is personality, and trust me, time management is important for to maintain good personality branding, right? As our meeting today that is limited to the time, we have to make sure that this meeting is well prepared, including how we manage our time proportionally. Shortly, we should ensure that our meeting runs on time, and it is also depends on you delivering your speech. So my role as the timer is to keep time for all the speakers to ensure that everyone speakers speak within their allotted time slot. Here I will share the rule for the allotted time. Basically, for the prepared speak, we have 5 to 7 minutes. That the 5 minutes is minimum and the 7 minutes is the maximum time. And for the table topic is 1 to 2 minutes. I will also help you guys with to share my screen on when you are speaking, when you're delivering your speech. And at the end, I will deliver the report whether you are guys can be voted or what is it called? Qualified. I think. Sorry, qualified and as an honor to this meeting that can be chosen for the favorite speaker. Thank you. Back to you, Dr. Halina.
Okay, thank you very much. So you see, I really love it when you said that being able to manage time is good for your branding. That is actually I thought that in Toastmasters I learned how to speak, but actually I learned how to maintain my branding by not going over time. That is actually the main thing that I learned here in Toastmasters, and also by managing my branding, I also learned to respect other people's time by speaking. And now,
hello everyone, I'm Salman. I'm going to serve as the belt cutter for the day. So my role is going to serve you lectures tonight. So this is our disposition to like good speeches, to like accurate role taking. So let's use your choice, your right to vote, and please vote the people that you consider to be the most favorite tonight. That's all from me. Back to you, Madam G.
Thank you very much. We can vote for those who are within time frame as explained by the timer earlier. And later on, with all these members of my team, the individual evaluator, Hansel Joseph, will also give his report later during my session. Now you know everybody from my team. We will come back later during the evaluation session. Enjoy your meeting, and back to the Toastmaster of the meeting, Toastmaster Alvin Abrar.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Harlina. Please give a round of applause to our GE team. And hopefully GE team is only in Toastmasters. You deliver speech in anywhere or in a ceremony, Indonesia Independence Day. No GE team right there. GE team is only at SGBD when you can get better because of distinguished Toastmaster Harlina and her teams will get and find you a better version of your style or your speech today. So thank you, GE team. Now let's come to our main agenda. What is that? That is the prepare speech session. Today we have Toastmaster Gabrielle Linkers, who will deliver her level 2 project 1. And I am not who will be introduced her, but she will introduce by her father, Toastmaster Hansel Joseph. So without further ado, please welcome Toastmaster Hansel Joseph. The screen is now yours.
So hello everyone. At this moment, I will evaluate Toastmaster Gabrielle for her speech in level 2 project 1, understanding your leadership style. The purpose is for the member to identify her primary leadership style and share some aspect of her leadership style in this speech. And also, this speech is 5 until 7 minutes long, and her speech title is authoritative leadership still relevant? So in 5 to 7 minutes, Gabrielle Linkers.
Hello, is my voice audible?
Yes,
Can
you're
you hear me
audible.
clearly?
Yes, can hear you.
Okay then, let me start it. Greetings, fellow Toastmaster and guests. Yes, our topic today is personality. But before that, let's see a beauty who can get our first attention. This is Choi Siwon, a visual of Super Junior, known as handsome, smart, and rich gentleman. Once in a variety show, a member of Super Junior jokingly said, "You are ugly." Then he laughed because he knew that he's anything but ugly. And it's similar with me. Not the visual, of course, but I know that I'm smart. To the point that I laugh when people think that I'm stupid. Of course, not when my mom said it, because it will be hell if I dare to laugh. So when I was in high school, since we used the same measurement, which is to get A or 100 in an exam, it's easy for me to be one of the smartest. So almost all of the groups that I work, I'm the boss, or at least behind the scenes boss. But In real life, can we still do this? You guys who have worked, is authoritative leadership still relevant to you? You see, I have a disposition to let people follow me. And that's why I thought I want to be a leader. And then I joined Toastmasters to learn about leadership. And then this module about leadership, understanding leadership style. And then I read the leadership style, authoritative. This is me. And FYI, this leader is usually the most experienced people. So this leader is the one who asks you to do anything and you just follow him. However, is authoritative leadership still relevant to you? When you meet tons of people smarter than you in your workplace. Let me tell you an experience that wake me up and slap me in the face. Last June, it's a hectic day for my project team. We will launch a website for our customer on Friday, and I was given a responsibility for data migration team, and I need to finish all of this in one day. And there's an A, B, C task that need to be done in sequence, and I'm the last person to check to do the C task. But I miscalculate little, not a little though, effort that I need. And a few hours later, once the other people asked me, Ibu Gabriel, is there anything that we can do to help? Thank you. I don't think there's any issue yet, but let me check it first. And they asked until 3 times. Currently not yet. Thank you. And it's already afternoon. My manager checked. I only finished 50%. What's the issue, Gabriel? Nothing. I can handle it. I just don't have time, you know? And I also don't have time to teach other people. Then he asked, why don't you ask the other data team member? Have you asked? No. Okay, there's nothing left, so I just say, hello, Pak, can you help me with this? Oh, yeah. It's okay. Let us help. Do you know? They can help and they want to help if I just ask. And I don't even need to teach them since they are already data team. They already know which part of data that they need to check. They can do it faster than me with a way that I've never think before. They are smarter than me. Until 24 hours later, Saturday morning. One data left, but it's almost 24 hours that I haven't slept a wink, so I cannot even think anymore. Do you guys know the me before? I'll do it by myself. I only believe in myself. But the new me, but I'm so sorry. Only one data left and I cannot even think anymore. Please help me. Finally finished. We work together. They compare, I look, and I don't think. So you guys, what is my mistake? Here, I do authoritative leadership in a team with skilled people. What does my project manager do? She do Okay. She do democratic leadership. She give responsibility to other people. She also do altruistic. She give compassion to as a servant leader she is. Asks us one by one what we need to have, and she facilitate us. So best setting, giving example. When all of us need to work until 3 a.m. in the morning, she's the last one to leave and the first one to come the next day. Finally, is authoritative leadership still relevant to us now? Yes and no. Yes, it happened for some circumstances, but it's very rare, just like meeting an ideal boyfriend in real life. So it's only happened when you have unskilled team member, but it's very unlikely in your workplace because they won't be hired in the end, right, if they are not skilled. In the end, knowing which type of leadership that we want to hear and what situation suit it the best can really help us. And how do we know? Just open your Toastmaster module or Google it. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Wow, what a speech. Now, everybody please unmute yourself and give a big applause to Toastmaster Gabriel. To cheers her, yay! Wow, I definitely learned something from Toastmaster Gabriel tonight. Wow, I think because I have same leadership style, authoritative style with you, so I think I learned something and I'm ready to apply what I just learned today. And how do you feel, Toastmaster Gabriel, when just deliver your speech?
Yes, thank you. I'm also kind of nervous about my network since always pop up my internet unstable.
Yes, you just on point. That's yeah. I understand you now, and that is scary, right? We have a trouble in network, and we talk, and then everyone just stop moving. What happened now? What happened? Why everybody network is break at the same time? and then you realize that your network is breakdown. So that's scary, but it is already done. The nervousness is already beaten by Toastmaster Gabriel. Wow, what a speech. Now, my Toastmaster and guests, let's go to your session. What is that? It is table topic session. Table topic session will be led by Toastmaster Ishraki. So let's welcome with big round of applause, Toastmaster Ishraki. The screen is yours.
All right, thank you so much, our lovely Tom, Toastmaster Alvin. Since I'm coming from SCBD, the real SCBD, let me greetings you with the happy morning, my fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm Raki here, your lovely table topic masters. Since tonight we talk about personality, so I hope you will enjoy our session on table topic, because I just realized that I just create the 3 why you should join table topic. The first is because this is the best space for you to learn public speaking, to learn impromptu speech, to enhance your public speaking. And then the second is the best for you to elevate your speech due to the duration 1 until 2 minutes. Don't forget, you just have 1 until 2 minutes. And then the third is the best place for you to think creatively due to the limited time. So I hope all of you guys already what is it to say? Get ready to join this table topics. So let's start the show. All right. This is me. I'm your table topic master. And then this is the rules, how to play. As a table topic masters, I may choose anyone to deliver his or her table topic speech. The second, members and guests are allowed to join this session. The third is every speaker can deliver his or her speech in 1 until 2 minutes. And lastly, of course, we are having fun in this session. So to start this table topic, maybe I want to choose from the tabletop from my fellow Toastmasters here. Maybe I will call Toastmaster Redika as the example to our lovely guest. Hello, Toastmaster Redika, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you. Thank you for choosing me.
Yes, I choose you to become our example. So our guests will exciting to join the table topic. So Toastmaster Redika, are you ready?
Yes, let's say I'm ready.
All right. The questions is here. What do you consider your greatest achievement in life? What do you consider your greatest achievement in life, Toastmaster Redika? And anyway, don't forget to use our WOD disposition. Toastmaster Redika, the screen is yours.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity and for the question as well. So what I consider as the greatest achievement by far, I think it's when I finally graduated from my former university, because it took me a lot of effort just to graduate, and it took me quite a long time as well to graduate from the university, because I have to take a break for a while for a semester because of some reasons. And yeah, to be able to graduate from the university by far, I think it's the achievements that I would love to say I'm proud of ever doing that for. I make such effort to for my future just to graduate. So yeah, it's one of the greatest achievements that I have attained in my life. And it takes me a great deal of, if I must say, what do you call it, like some sort of reliable dispositions, because I have to rely on myself at the time financially. So I have to work full time, and at the same time I have to do some assignments, college assignments. So when at last I graduated, I'm proud. I was so proud of myself. I think that's it for me. And thank you for the questions. Back to Tobal topic, Master.
All right, thank you so much, Toastmaster Redika. I just realized on the chat box, you are also the first speakers on the last table topic meeting. Also, yeah, this is just what is it to say? The rely on the last meeting. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Redika. Yeah, I couldn't agree more, because yeah, on my position also, the best achievement in my life is also same with your story. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Redika. And the next I will choose from guest. I think I wanna go to guest Jonah. Hello, guest Jonah. Are you there?
Hello.
All right. So will you be my second table topic speakers?
I don't know if I'm ready.
It's okay. It's okay, because everyone here is not ready, even though me as the table topic masters.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right. The questions for you is, second is, what steps do you take to remain calm under pressure? What steps do you take to remain calm under pressure? Guess, Jonah, are you ready?
Yeah, okay. I think I'm ready.
All right. So, guess, Jonah, the screen is yours.
Well, because I think this has something to do with my personality too, I guess, because I'm tend to be on the introverted side. So I don't really deal that well with high pressure, extremely stressful situations, especially at work. Uh, there are, however, some steps that, or some little rituals that I'd like to take in my workplace every time there's a stressful situation or a sudden task coming up and I'm not ready. It's like listening to music, or sometimes I usually take my time, take a little time to go to the toilet, go to the toilet and like prepare myself for what's coming. I'm gonna think about what aspects that I can really see now and what do I miss. And so like trying to collect myself together, and it's also helpful because it kind of supports my quiet silent disposition. So basically it helps me not to freak out on the spot when stressful situation comes up to me. So yeah, listen to music, have some time alone in a private space. Luckily, the toilet is always open. I think that's the only two habits that I have to help me. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much,
Thank
guest
you.
Jonah, for your sharing. Yes, I couldn't agree more. Toilet is the best place to reduce our nervousness. I couldn't agree more. So let's move on to another Toastmaster here. Maybe I want to call Mr. President, Toastmaster Hansel. Hello, Toastmaster Hansel.
Hello, yes.
Are you ready to
Okay.
become the next table topic speaker?
Whether ready or not, the show must go on. So
Yes, I couldn't
let's
agree
see.
more, Mr. President. So the questions for you is,
By the way, fun fact, even if I feel that I'm not ready, if I take it, it is still better than if I don't take it. What steps do you? Okay.
the questions is, what do you enjoy doing in your spare time? What do you enjoy doing in your spare time? Mr. Hansel, are you ready?
Nice question.
All right, if you're ready, the screen is yours.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Raki, for the question. What do you do to enjoy your spare time? It is a reflective question for me, honestly, since I feel that I don't have spare time recently. And thank you for reminding me that actually I need to re-audit my time management, because I am drowning into busy activities, but not productive activities. But if I look back, most of the time in my spare time, I take a power nap, sleep for a while, and then wake up again. Or sometimes scrolling through social media, and sometimes playing music. Although currently I can't consider playing music in my spare time because I do it to transcribe the song for another project. But after all, most of the time, I try to sleep shortly in my spare time or just scrolling to social media. And I guess that I need to redefine my spare time in the future to make it more meaningful and to make my rest more refreshing. Thank you, Toastmaster Raki.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hansel. What a great answer, because I can relate, because I'm also in the spare time. I just sleeping, and then listening to music to the Spotify and also maybe Netflix and chill. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Hansel. And let's move on to another guest. I see here guest Priscilia Winata. Hello, guest Priscilia, are you there? Will you be my future table topic speaker?
Okay, I will do my best.
All right, thank you so much. And let's see what is the questions. And then the questions is, maybe if you feel so nervous, maybe you can imagine you are the Miss Universe, guest Priscilia, because it's this time it looks like a what is it to say, pigeon and so on. Yes, the question is, what is the biggest challenge you've faced? What is the biggest challenge you face? Guess Priscilia, are you ready?
Okay, I will try.
All right, the screen is yours.
Thank you. The biggest challenge that I've ever faced in my life is when, well, as you know, I'm a teacher, and I have been a teacher for, let's say, 8 years. And in the beginning of my career, one of my parents asked me about her family matters, about divorce, about affair, and about how to take her child with the family matter, something like that. And at that moment, I just couldn't say anything since I haven't married, and it was so hard at that time to help me to have imagination, to just try to imagine what should I do at the situation. That's the biggest challenge as a teacher. I mean, you are not only teaching in the class, but sometimes you teach students, and sometimes you have to teach their parents too. Yeah, it's real. But since but I learned from that. And then I asked the other teachers who have married, and I also joined a parenting session, and also read books about parenting. And even I asked another lawyers who deal with some kinds of problem like that. And well, it helps a lot for me, for myself. I think that's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guest Priscilia, for your sharing. Yes, become a teacher is also, what is it to say, the hard things to do. So thank you so much for your sharing. Let's move on to another guest. I will choose guest Dani Murtopo. Hello, guest Dani. Are you there?
Hello. Sorry.
All right.
Yeah.
So, will you be my next table topic speaker?
Depend on your question, I think.
Waduh. So, yeah, like I said before, we are here is not what is it to say, is not ready, even though me as your table topic masters also not ready. So the questions for you is, let me check, wait. If you face a problem at work, what is the first thing you do? If you face a problem at work, what is the first thing you do? Guess Danny, are you ready?
All right.
All right, the screen is yours.
Thanks, Mr. Raki. So the question is, if I have problems in the office, what should I do? I think at the beginning, I would say I will take a deep break first. Take a deep breath first, because I need to understand why there's a problem. And then I try to identify the problem first, why there's a problem, and then why the problem is coming, how the problems and why it becomes a problem. That's number one. And then after that, I'll try to find the possibility to overcome this from the several angle. Try to understand if there's any possible solution that we would like to take. And then the third one, then it just take an action, because if you have problem and then you just thinking it loud, and then you will not get anything. You just need to make a move, and then you need to take an action. So after you do a plan, first after you have the understand the situation, understand the problem, planning to, and then the last one is the execution. After do the execution, then I think sometimes you need to take also the evaluation, because you need to understand why sometimes you might not find a better way, but to know if you are making a right decision, then you need to do an evaluation. That's why you need the fourth step, which is the evaluation. That's how I see the problems, and that's how I see to tackle the problem at the office. Thank you, Mr. Raki.
Thank you so much, guest Danny. Wow, I learned a lot from you how to deal with the bad situation in work. Since I'm still jobless, maybe next when I have a job, I will take note from your speech. So thank you so much, guest Danny.
Thanks.
And let's move on to another guest here. I just see another Siregar here. Guest Fatimah Muda Siregar. Are you there?
Yes.
All right. Will you be my next table topic speaker, guest Fatima?
Inshallah, depend on question.
All right. It's not hard. It's so easy. All right. The next questions is wait. The next questions will be, if you could only change one thing about yourself, what would it be? If you could only change one thing about yourself, what would it be? Are you ready, guest Fatima?
Okay. Even it seems a difficult question, yeah.
All right, the screen is yours.
It's just like a question, if I were reborn again, so what would you be?
Yes.
So I think the most thing I want to, let's say, repair myself if I have another change in my life, that I want to be a more patient person, because oftenly I'm not patient to face the situation. As for the example, like the in my previous work, so during my time work in that office, I spent about 8 years, and I decide to resign because of boring. But then I regret for my decision because actually I was not patient that time, and I suddenly decided for the unwise decision, and I regret. Then I realized that to to get another job is not easy, especially when this pandemic. So the thing that I want to recover about myself is I have to very patient even in the crumble situation. So the thing that I have to comfort with the situation is become patient. I think that's all.
All right, thank you so much, guest Fatima, for your sharing. Yeah, I can relate with your story. So thank you so much for joining the table topic session.
Thank you.
Let's move on to another guest here, guest Ellie. Guest Ellie Mohtar. Hello, ma'am. Will you be my next table topic speaker?
It would be my pleasure. Thank you.
All right. So the next questions will be, what is the question people ask you most often? What is the questions people ask you most often? Guess Eli Mokhtar, Ma'am Eli Mokhtar, the screen is yours.
Thank you. That's an easy question, but difficult to answer. Yeah. So, what is the question that people ask me is I can't remember, but they would ask me about my career, about my working experience, and also about my family. So well, maybe mostly they would be asking me about my family, about my children, and all that. So it's more to the personal part, personal side of myself. So I think that's a very short answer, but I hope it satisfies. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guest Ellie, Ma'am Ellie, for the joining table topic. But maybe if I can share in my side, what is the most people ask to me is when you get married, when you get a job, when you something like when you get the new career, when you get married. But most of the time, my friends and my circle always ask me about that when you get married. So thank you so much, guest Ellie, Ma'am Ellie, for joining the table topic.
Thank you so much.
And let's move on to another here. Maybe I will choose our Tom. Hello, bro.
Hello, bro.
My fellow from SCBD.
Yes.
So of course you will be my table topic speakers, right? So the questions for you is, what is your best memory from your childhood? What is your best memory from your childhood? Master Alvin, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, the screen is yours.
My best memory from my childhood. I'm hard to remember things. I forget everything. What can I remember about my childhood? One thing I remember today, that one day when I was 6 years old, I watched Power Rangers. I see the red Power Rangers beat the monsters, and I act and put it in my mind that I am the Power Rangers who has to beat the monsters. So then I find my uncle, which has big body, and I beat him so hard. And he seems like feel nothing compared to my tiny fist. That is my best memory in my childhood. I love red Power Ranger. Now I'm still wearing red every single time. Most of the time, my shirt is red. My mouse is red. My phone is red because red color bring me joy, bring me brave, burn me to get myself more confident to do all the things that I cannot do, not because I have a lack of skill, just because there is a burden in front of my head. Right? So fellow Toastmaster and guests, if you have something you think you cannot do, just like taking a table topics, come on, talking in public will not kill you. Just do it. Maybe you will make something wrong, but when you make something wrong, that's when you learn something new. So try and try. You will have the best version of yourself. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Israki, my fellow friends.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Alvin, our Tom. He just do, what is it to say? If it is in a radio, he just did the ad-libs because he just promoted about the table topic session. I see on the chat box, the best memories of childhood on guest Jonah version is never getting the question. So when will you get married? Yes, because you are still child, you are still children. So the questions may be, do you get the rank on your school? Yeah, that's the best memories of childhood on my version. And let's move on to another guest. Maybe I will choose. Oh, sorry, I will choose another Toastmaster here. Toastmaster Erwin. Hello, Toastmaster Erwin, are you there?
Okay. Yes. Hello.
All right.
Okay. Sure.
Will you be my next table topic speaker?
Okay. Can.
All right. The questions for you is, wait, let me check it. Do you find it easy to make new friends? Do you find it easy to make new friends? Toastmaster Erwin, are you ready?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. The screen is yours.
Okay. The question is, do you find it easy to make new friends? Well, that kind of a question is kind of personal to me because sometimes by years gone by, you're trying to understand yourself, right? Because previously, before, let's say I joined a Toastmaster, I believe that I cannot speak. When I speak, people laugh, and again, it's always the same old story, right? You try and then they laugh as if like you're delivering a joke that people want to understand. But again, when I'm joining Toastmaster, at least I try to talk. I try to, how to be better. At least every day, every week, I just know that, people tend to speak. They want to connect to each other. And then I learned that, if you talk and people laugh, make sure they get the best laugh. You can explore whether you want to deliver a kind of humorous speech or some sort, but always believe in yourself. And that's what the value that I believe in. People will always going to be changed to be better. You need to beat your previous self. Now, if you're saying that whether I'm okay to get a new friends, I'll say yes. And I just want to share that, the same energy, like, when you get this kind of questions, you should say yes. But again, make friends, but new friends is the best ways you need to keep them, treasure them, because that's the concept of friends is all about. So yeah, back to you, the table topic master.
All right, thank you so much, Toastmaster Erwin, for your sharing, for your story. Yes, friends is like a supporting system, so everyone needs friends, and you will find it in Toastmasters because we are here learn together to speak more and more. Even though if I can share to you the first ambition why I joined Toastmasters, because I need the spotlight. Because I need the spotlight, so I choose to join Toastmasters so I can speak everywhere, every time, anywhere, anytime. Yes, that's my reason. And by the way, Mr. Timer, we still have time to do another table topic.
I think, yeah, 2 or 3 is okay.
All right, 2 or 3. And I will call another guest here. Guest Adinda. Hello, guest Adinda. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. All right.
All right.
So are you ready to become the next table topic speaker?
I think I'm not in any position to say no, yeah.
Yes.
Just get it started.
Yes, because no is not the exit plan. You
Yeah.
should join me. And the questions for you is, what word would people close to you use to describe you? What word would people close to you use to describe you? Yes, Adinda, are you ready? What word would people close to you use to describe you? The screen is yours.
Okay. What would people usually describe me? So I am the type of person who cannot see or just accept a certain statement or a certain fact. I'm the type of person who would quote unquote debate things. I'm the type of person who questions things. I'm the type of person who will ask you, where's the proof? Where are the evidence that you can back it up to support whatever you're claiming? And a lot of people would describe me as a fighter because of that, when actually I'm just curious about anything. So for example, I had in my current company, I always have a meeting with the C-level, so CEO, COO, and a lot of things, because my team, the legal and compliance team, we are a crucial team for some some big projects, and I'm the type of person who would question their statements. So for example, if the CEO says that, okay, our project right now would be A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And I'm the type of person who would ask directly, I'm sorry, I'm not sure I get what the process is because A, B, C, D. And this puts me in this position where, oh, Dinda is a fighter. Dinda would debate things. And even to the extent that my team head would actually WhatsApp me during the meetings saying, Dinda, stop. Because I would always question things. And in certain situations that would be very helpful, because it means that I would be very, thorough in any situation. But however, I do understand that due to my curious disposition, I would sometimes need to hold myself from asking too many questions or irrelevant questions just for the sake of it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys Adinda. I can relate with you since I'm also curious about anything. So many friends will stop me to the, Raki, stop, don't do that. Don't do that. It's enough. So I can relate with you guys, Adinda. Thank you so much for your willingness to join us in the double
Likewise,
topic.
Toastmaster Raki, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. And let's move on to another. Maybe I will choose our grammarian, Toastmaster Reza. Toastmaster Reza, will you be my next double topic speaker?
Sure.
All right. The questions for you is, who is your hero? Who is your hero? Toastmaster Reza, the screen is yours.
Sorry, who's the timer? Oh, there you go.
Yes.
Okay, I hate this question already because it requires a lot of reflection. Otherwise, it turns out to be a simple or metaphorical question, which I don't want to make this as a metaphorical question. I do have a hero, and it changes every day sometimes, also maybe every year. It depends on my mood. It depends on my aspiration. I remember when I was in high school, I thought literally Mariah Carey was my hero because she sang the song called Hero, and that song practically saved my bullying years when I was in high school. But the more I thought about it, a hero is not something that you cannot reach. A hero is not something that is so hard to imagine or so hard to conjure. A hero is something that maybe we often take for granted. A hero is something who's close. For example, a hero has always been there for us, and oftentimes we are not aware that they exist. Case in point, people take Iron Man for granted until Iron Man died, for example, right? And in my case, as much as I don't want to say it because it really makes me like mama's boy, I do think that a hero that I can say tonight is actually my mom. So yes, it's lame. Yes, it's predictable, but it's very easy to recall that she's a hero, even though that she's annoying. She invades my privacy, but she really makes me as a person who I am today. Come to think about it, without her, I couldn't even pursue education or even manage to go to school, because all the energy that she put me to go to school came from a very heartbreaking experience that she couldn't finish her school when she wanted to go to college. So ladies and gentlemen, if you get asked these questions, don't just think too hard. Perhaps maybe the hero is someone who's near to you. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Reza. Yes, the hero is near from us because my hero also is my mom. Even though in the fantasy thing, my superhero favorite is Superman, but back again, Superman without his mom is not a Superman for me. And thank you so much, Toastmaster Reza, for the sharing, for your story. And let's move on to another. I will choose who else? All right, all of you guys already. Maybe Mr. Ballot Counter. Hello, Mr. Ballot Counter. Are you ready?
I guess.
All right. The questions for you is, how do you deal with failure? How do you deal with failure? Toastmaster Salman, the screen is yours.
A lot of motivators have told us over and over again that failure is part of the journey, that failure is just one of the recipes for success. But of course, walking through the failure, experiencing the failure is not as easy as listening to them. But ultimately, we have to agree with those motivators. In the end, we have to eat our failure. We have to push through just to be just so we can get somewhere beyond that point where we fail. I think if I have to share my personal experience on failure, one of the most recent one is actually failure in love. There was this girl that I like. She was quiet, the artistic type, the one, that always use black crop top, short skirt. But please don't tell this to my girlfriend, yeah? This is only between us, yeah? And we are quite similar in terms that we both love to write, we both love to read poetry, we both love to read poem like Chairil Anwar, Les Rendra, and even English poem like Rodal or even the Poe. So there are a lot of things that we have in common, but unfortunately, when I asked her to be my partner, she chooses another man that is actually far more artistic than me, which is okay too, which is okay too. But moving on from that point, instead of following in sadness, I just moving on, just going through the day, and then luckily I find like the most perfect girl that in turn it's much better fit for me compared to the girl who say no before. That's all from me. Back to you, TTM.
All right, thank you so much, Toastmaster Salman. I can relate with your story because my failure lastly is about that. My ex just said, "You are too kind for me, so we cannot go anywhere." And at that moment, I just okay, but several times I just realized why don't I reply with okay, I will be cruel to you. So we can go to the next step. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Salman, for your story. And that's the last part of the table topic sessions close to it, Toastmaster Salman's speech. And I will check to the timer. Are the speakers eligible to be voted? I guess yes.
Yes, you, Isaki Siregar. Since I use the countdown, I think that almost all of the speaker for the topic and also the prepared speaker is very, very conscious about the time limit that we have. So thankfully, and as we see, almost all of the speaker are available or eligible for vote. Thank you.
All right, what a great night. All the speakers on table topic just eligible to be voted. So all of us here just confused who will be the favorite one because all of stories, all of the speakers are eligible to be voted. So Toastmaster Salman as the ballot counter will prepare the link, I think. All right. It's a wrap from me as your table topic masters. Thank you so much for your stories, for your sharings. We can learn together here. We can learn from one story to another story. So it's such an honor for me to become your table topic masters for tonight. And I will give it back the control to Toastmaster Alvin as our Tom. Toastmaster Alvin, the screen is yours.
Right. Thank you, Toastmaster Ishraki. What a session led by Toastmaster Ishraki. Wow, I love all the questions that Toastmaster Raki said about taking a power nap, or and I learned also from the speakers to take a deep breath whenever something hard happens, right? And fellow Toastmaster and guests, you did it very well. You keep in your time, so you are all eligible to be voted. That's a great job you did today, and you are able to deliver your table topics. Wow, that is a one step ahead today, right? So here we go. Before next session, the evaluation session, this is one more special session from me. What is that? I need to capture your best personal photo of the day. So my Fellow Toastmaster and guests, please turn on your camera because tonight will be the only photo of 10 August 2022 of the world you will be taken tonight. So I will count from 5. Please, my fellow Toastmaster and guests, turn on your photo and prepare for your best 3 pose of the night, right? So I will count from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your camera. Okay, now we have a lot of camera open. I will have the first photo and count on from 3, 2, 1. To crack. Okay, thank you. I'll say first, Control C, Control V. Now your second photo. Give your best expression. Count of 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you. This is your last photo. One last photo of the day. Give me your best, what is it, expression? Or we know that this is personality day. What expression will picture your best personality? Me, maybe I will expressive by using I. How about you? This is our last photo of the day. So count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wow. Thank you so much, everyone. Now that's all from table topic session and prepare speech session. Now let's move to our learning session that will be led by distinguished Toastmaster Harlina, our G. Distinguished Toastmaster Harlina, the screen is now yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. General Evaluator, as our, what am I saying? As Mr. Toastmaster of the meeting. Thank you, Mr. MC. As you have announced, we have come to our last session, which is the evaluation session, and all the members of my team are going to give reports. First is the individual evaluator who has evaluated the speech of our prepared speaker, Toastmaster Gabriel. Please welcome Toastmaster Hansel.
Thank you very much, DTM Harlina. So, ladies and gentlemen, are you inspired with Toastmaster Gabriel's speech? From me, definitely yes. And even I can notice one of her major breakthrough in this speech compared to her previous speeches. Actually, there are 3 things that made her outstanding in this session. The first one is about using gesture and even utilizing stage motion. As we can see, the Toastmaster Gabriel can move from this side to this side. So she utilized the left, right, and center side of the stage when explaining things to make us realize, oh, this one is contrary to that one. And it's synchronized with the content. The second thing is about crafting story structure. What made me surprised is even she used the STAR framework. Some of us may already know about this: situation, task, action, and result that she demonstrated in explaining the conflict about hectic days with her project team, about data migration, and also another problems, and some action with her leader, and then the resolution is by reaching out for help. And she realized the mistake that doing authoritative style was not fit with that situation. And the third thing is about delivering the meaningful and relatable message, even since the beginning. We felt relatable that when we were kids, we were pushed with authoritative style, that we must get A in class. But it evolved as time goes by. And she realized that authoritative style was not fit for some of the conditions. And as everything has room for improvement, you may want to work on embracing the awkward moment in the beginning. I apologize that is some of them is my part because of sloppy introduction that I've performed to introduce you. But that is the art of the show. We can try to embrace the awkward moment by lighting up the situation. And the second thing is to broaden the range of vocal variety. You already have a good one, but it can be leveraged more to create tension. And to challenge yourself, step up. Your leadership role can be in any term to see how is it evolving, especially if you take lessons for the upcoming projects in level 3 to 5. Thank you. Back to our GE.
Applause for our individual evaluator. So I would like to ask the timer, has Toastmaster Hansen spoken within time frame?
Yeah, he exactly on the time frame.
Okay, good. So it means that he can be actually the favorite individual evaluator because he's the only one. Congratulations. You can only be the favorite individual evaluator if you speak within time frame. So this is also one way how to manage time, how to learn to manage time. Great. Now I would like to ask the grammarian to come forward and give his report. Please welcome Toastmaster Reza.
Thank you, Madam GE. I'm going to share my screen first. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, slideshow. I'm going to be very quick so that I won't take too much time. So the way I'm going to structure this is that 1, I think what we can learn all together. 2, grammar highlight that I think that worth to be shout off. And then 3, the beautiful quotes. So the first one, I think I rarely highlight this, but I think since we are Indonesian and our culture is that we are so polite and it seems that it's more acceptable to speak more elaborate. So sometimes we tend to speak longer. But in English, sometimes efficiency is what's culturally more acceptable because they just want to do or say things fast. So for example, these are the, it does not mean that these 3 sentences are wrong, but it could be improved by cutting some words. For example, when you have to do exercise, since exercise, which I understand as in its context is noun, it can also serve as a verb. We can just, make it to when you have to exercise. So it's, faster. And then that's how you become happy. I think be happy is shorter, and then practice to become better every single day. I think practice to be better every single day is shorter. I think there are some examples that I'd like to highlight that I did not have time to put, but you get the idea. The shorter, the better. I first learned the importance of this to be culturally more aware is how English people, they're usually even 3 words, 3 letters like I am can be shortened, I'm. So that's how significant efficiency in their culture. Moving on is common tongue slip determiner. So determiner is, up until now, I don't really know what the source actually defines it, but to my understanding, determiner is actually a thing that helps a noun to stand because usually a noun, unless it's a name or a pronoun, usually they have a friend to stand with. It's almost impossible. We just hear ball without the or without a ball, for example, or tunnel without the tunnel, for example. So just remember that the determiner is very minor, but it could also make your grammar more, I would say, touched up. Okay, the thing about determiner is that sometimes abstract words or abstract nouns are often forgotten, that they still need determiner as well. Like for example, courage, bravery, or childhood. Those are some of the words that also need determiner. Lastly, shout out, this comes from our first and only speaker. He's anything but ugly. I would like to question, there are two options here. Which one is in according to her example, which I believe that she was trying to referring to a super junior cast who's definitely handsome. To her context, which one of these two sentences is more appropriate? Do you think that the first one, anything but ugly, or the second one, nothing but ugly? Anyone who would like to share their thought? First, second. So the reason I call this session a shout out is because Toastmaster Gabriel was definitely right. He is anything but ugly, but it's a thinker. It's a thinker, actually. I needed to check to my thesaurus to make sure that she's right. So what makes it right? Because anything but means entirely not, but nothing but means a lot of. So if you want to say someone who is definitely ugly, you can say, yes, he's nothing but ugly. It could be a thinker. Someone may be intimidated, maybe not, but this is the variety of grammar that we learned today from Toastmaster Gabriel. Lastly, beautiful quotes. I can handle it. I just don't have the time. I think it's so realistic. I relate to it. I think sometimes we wish that we could have more time. Second, from guest Priscilla, you don't just teach the students, you also teach the teachers, sorry, parents. I think it's supposed to be parents. I mistyped that. From guest Danny Murtopo, to know you make the right decision, you have to evaluate, describe what Toastmasters are doing. And then from Toastmaster Erwin, you need to beat your previous self. That's all from me. I'm giving the control back to the Madam GE. Over to you.
Thank you, grammarian. Applause for him. Yes, well done. And now we would like to ask the and word of the day counter to come forward. Please welcome Toastmaster Gabriel.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Carolina. And here's my screen. Wait a moment. Okay, so this is my screen. Congratulations for you guys, as you are in Toastmaster. We work together so we can become better public speaker. And this is one of our common mistakes, using filler words, crowd words, repeat words, or even long pause in our speech. So this is the details. I'm sorry for guest Priscilla and also Toastmaster Salma. My connection was very bad, so in the middle of Priscilla, I kind of laughed, and Salma, I lost it at all. I'm so sorry. And this is the others. Also for Toastmaster Edwin, actually you don't have any repeat words. However, you tend to use you know repeatedly. It's not in sequence, but actually like this, this kind of thing. So I just noted it down. And also I'm sorry for any and W. I'm sorry for WOD that I missed. So please check in chat session if I have any that I miss here. Okay, so here it is my notes. And what I like about feedback, it's not static, it's not permanent, it's just a footnote about your evidence for today. And after our next meeting, 2 weeks again, month, year, I know you are improving. And I'd love to see it at that time. For soon to be Toastmaster, being a Toastmaster and having better speech. So congratulations, guys, for taking your step here.
Applause for our and word of the day counter. Thank you very much. And now I've come to my own report. First, I would like to thank the members of my team for their hard work. It's not easy just to pay attention. Sometimes the speeches are so interesting and then we forget about counting the R's or writing the beautiful phrases. So thank you very much. I would like to say hats off for the R counter because she was also a speaker. To take such a double role, and you were still able to count a lot of R's. Maybe next time you can also count the R's of the Toastmaster of the meeting and the general evaluator, but it is quite tough for you because you are also prepared speaker. You did well. And for the grammarian, very nicely done, not just writing, not just writing down what the grammatical errors, but really also explaining the theory behind it. I noticed it's like a IELTS session. Yeah, it was well done. And the timer, it was actually this is the first time that I have seen a timer with the countdown. I think for the timer, it's a bit hard to calculate how much time they have spent, but for it's actually very useful to see how much time they have left. So it's I think it's a good idea to have a countdown instead of the usual timer. And for the table topic master, very clear. Because the questions are very clear, there is no doubt about it. I think it's okay for you to just say the question first. And after that, then you appoint who you want to take as your victim. The potential candidate, will you be my table topic speaker? I thought that you are asking her hand or his hand. So maybe it's you like to try. Yes, I was like, oh my God, he's getting married every time, so many times. So would you? So I would say, would you like to try? Yeah. But the questions are very beautiful. You gave nice comments. Maybe the comments could be more about the speaker. So like a little summary. One sentence is already enough to give a comment. So to show that you have listened to their speech. And I like it that you chose first the member as an example. That is very important. So the guest can understand how it's done. And I think you managed the session well. You asked the Toastmaster of the meeting whether there's still some time. So that was also well done. Good management, and you also applaud. That was also good. So give encouragement. So thank you very much. Applause for our table topic master. For the Toastmaster of the meeting, he's very enthusiastic, not only vocally, but also in the chat box. When somebody wanted to leave the meeting, he also still greeted them. And that's actually very important. Also, the comments are very good. And yeah, I think you did all well. Maybe you can also lead the applause. Because we are all sheep, we see someone applauding, we all start applauding, even though we don't know why we are applauding. So that is the only thing that I would like you to pay attention to. I do not come that often to this club, and that is why I am very happy to be here and see everything with new eyes. What I really love about this club is how they explain about Toastmasters. It's not too long. It's very brief. Maybe you can, for some of you can just use keywords instead of full sentences. But the slides are very nice. For table topics, I noticed there was one slide, the first slide, maybe for between the 4 points, you can use white space. That's the only thing that I would like to add. But for the rest of the slides, it's very clear, especially for the general evaluation team. Very nicely done. It's for me, I think it's very good for guests to follow the smoothly. So that is what I really like about this club. At least I know what to expect here, which is learning about public speaking and about leadership, and also have from you all. That is why I keep coming back to this club. Thank you very much for having me as a general evaluator, and back to Toastmaster Alvin Abrar.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Halina. And once again, let's give a round of applause to the GE team. What a great session. We can learn what is can be better, what is good as well. That is the beauty of the evaluation. Now, there is the link for your favorite role takers in the chat box. Thank you, Toastmaster Salman, for posting it. And let's go vote for your best, your most favorite role takers. Okay. It seems like takes time to calculate that by our GPU, right? So let's do some chit chat right here. In the meantime, maybe I want to call guest Ellie. Guest Ellie Mukhtar. Ibu Ellie Mukhtar, are you there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay. I saw you take the chance to be the table topic speaker. How do you feel when you deliver table topic speaker?
Well, this is my first time to join in this conversation, and I really like it. Now, when I was chosen to be the table topic, one big question, oh my God, what would the question be? And as usual, once I read the question, then I started thinking what could be the best answer for it, because sometimes the answer just doesn't come to me. But I think it was nice. It was very nice, and I enjoyed it very much. Thank you.
Yeah, wow, you did make a progress by answering, even though you are not sure, right? What is the answer? I challenge you to come again, maybe next meeting, to try more table topics, or if you want, you can join us here in Jakarta Motivators so you can learn more how to answer that kind of topics better.
Actually,
okay, thank you.
Okay, sorry. Actually, it has been my intention to join the Toastmaster about 15, 20 years ago, but I just didn't know how to join. But I'm a friend of Erwin, Mas Erwin Prasetyo, and he's the one that introduced me. So thank you. I'll think about it very much. Thank you so much.
Yes. If you don't know who to contact, if you want to join Toastmaster, here we have our Madam VPM, Toastmaster Gabriel. You can chat her right now. Don't miss the chance. We don't know what can be happen in the next few seconds. Maybe just reach it.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Ellie. And also we have guest Jonna right here. Are you there, my brother?
Hello, yes, I'm still here.
Okay, thank you. I also saw you delivering a table topic, right? And I heard that you are introvert. And speaking of which, today we talk about personality. What is one thing do you like about being introvert?
I think the one thing that I really like is just enjoying my time alone, because well, recently I like to go to places and walk around, and I don't really need some companion or other people to to follow me around like that. Well, sometimes I do feel a little bit lonely, maybe sometimes, but I think being an introvert really gives me an extra time to evaluate my surroundings, evaluate my thinking, and just having ideas that I can try around inside my head. Well, the only thing that's kind of hard in this introversion spectrum is yeah, that loneliness, that sense of loneliness that sometimes still follows me around from time to time.
Yeah, I like that as well. Getting idea from, I think the best time to get idea is being alone, right? Writing a book alone, right? So I also have several friends that introvert. I really enjoy talk to him because extroverts usually talk small talks, maybe no meaning, just talk. But what I like, having a chat with introvert one, most of them just on point. What they want to talk, they just talk and just on point most of the time. Thank you for sharing your talk, soon to be Toastmaster Denny. Okay, and how do you think about joining Toastmasters?
I'm truly happy to have found Toastmasters clubs because I do need like a what do you call it, a community because life is pretty boring. Actually, working life is pretty boring, and I feel like I need some other place where I can learn, where I can actually train myself to meet other people, because it's really one of the my biggest difficulties, meeting people. And I think Toastmaster is a great start to do that. So I decided to just reach out, and because it's still online, personally for me it's easier to do.
Yeah, it seems easier for you, right? And yes, if you have more questions about Toastmaster, how to do things, or maybe you want to learn your leadership style, for example, you can chat our Madam VPM, Toastmaster Gabriel, right here in the chat box. You have the WhatsApp number, chat her soon, right? But anyway, thank you everyone for coming here. I'm so inspiring today. I have a lot of knowledge that I learned. And it seems like our ballot counter is ready for the announcement of Hall of Fames. Right. I see you nodding, Toastmaster Salman. So everyone, this is your session, and please welcome our ballot counter, Toastmaster Salman. The screen is yours.
Thank you everyone for your vote. I see a lot of votes today, and it has determined who are our favorite table topic speakers and who are our favorite role takers. So without further ado, let us see who is the most favorite table topic speaker. Toastmaster Reza, congratulations for being voted as the best table topic speaker tonight. And next one, for the most favorite role takers, we have distinguished Toastmaster Harlina. Unfortunately, she's no longer with us. She already left early, but congratulations, DTM Harlina. Now back to you, Tom.
Thank you, Toastmaster Salman, for announce the best favorite table topics as well as best role takers. Congratulations, Toastmaster Reza here, and the top for your favorite, you're the best favorite speaker of table topic today. Yay! Congratulations, Toastmaster Reza. Now let's come. We are already in the end of our session, right? And to conclude this, I will close with one quote that I think it is connected with what I just learned today, right? It is from Stephen Curry, 4 times NBA champions. You don't compare yourself to others, but you do compare yourself to yourself yesterday. So that's all from me, the closing remarks. Hope I can see you again next meeting. And that's all from me. I think, thank you very much. And I will give this control back to our lovely exco, Toastmaster Redika. Toastmaster Redika, the screen is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Alvin. So I will place Toastmaster Hansels as president because he has something else to do. So I'll be in charge of replacing him for a while. And I would love to say thank you for all the visiting Toastmasters who helped mods to take roles today. And as well, I would love to inform our upcoming meeting that will be held on 24th of August. So I would love to invite the guests to come again to the meeting and join the table topic sessions to practice your public speaking skills. About the team and the details, you can check our Instagram, Jakarta Motivators, and you will have the details there posted on the Instagram. So I would love to officially close the meeting today, and we will begin the casual after party, and we can talk everything casually in Bahasa or English so long as you are convenient. So yeah, with it, I will officially close the meeting. So for the guests and for the participants, thank you again for coming. And now you can, if you want to stay to join the after party, you can talk and share about your experience probably, or if you have something else to do because you have to work tomorrow, you can leave, and please come again next meeting. So thank you guys. If you want to stay,
thank you.
Maybe you can join the after party and share everything. Because to be honest, this is the first time me replacing Hansel. So
it goes smoothly, Redika.
Thank you, Kak.
Yeah, and by the way, I thought I a bit guilty when